let's just get right into the second new versus old video I wanted to make, and here we go. A lot of people likes this brand. I used to be an actual fanboy. I'd get mad if you said stuff bad about this long ago. Remember that. I have since got a brain. All right, here you go. There is the first year I pre-ordered this thing. You've seen it a million times on this channel. It's broke down 100 times, and it runs like a top, and it's ready to trim right now. I like it still. It's a FS94R 2014 model, 2014. Then you got, what year is this? I forgot. I don't want to say. The FS80, remember the 80 and 85 that had the red Max engine stuff? You know how the spark plug was off to the side too, because Japanese engines do that. So there's, you got the old FS80. And then you got Big Dummy 4-mix Stihl. The worst trimmers on the face of the earth. You might as well put Tanaka on this thing, because that's what this is. Go ahead and get mad, fanboys. Come over here and use this one and other brands, and we'll see. But anyway, let's talk about Stihl. I have an older Stihl. I got an 80-some model. I just got to go get it. It's my other building. All right. So, what do y'all think about new versus old? Their trimmer heads have changed none. Like, I have original head, and I have the auto cut on this one. That's the one that, ain't that the one that twists? You like put the line in it and you twist it. So that's that one. I cleaned it off so you could see it. And then that's the original head back in the day. Still the same things basically. And that is a Shakespeare head on this thing. So this is FS80 in the middle, FS94 on the left, and a 111 4-mix Stihl. 4-mix is a hybrid engine. It is a 4-stroke, just like your car. It, however, uses 2-stroke mix. Just mix oil and the gas, and that's what it uses in the whole trimmer. It don't have a place to change the oil. Why? Because the fuel that you put in this gas tank cycles through the whole freaking thing. It provides lubrication for the piston, and then it burns it. And no, I'm not sitting there trying to tell you what order it goes in and everything, because look it up. They've got diagrams. Anyway, so it's got valves in it, and I hate it. I've owned many of these things. You've seen them on his channel. 90s, and this is the newer redesigned one, and I hate it just as much. So if you own a Stihl, get an old 2-stroke or an old 2, or they're 94. They're 56s and stuff, and 70s, they go ding, 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 that freaking clutch. God, that drives me crazy. I have those, so don't even say I don't. I even got an old curved shaft 45. I've got a lot of Stihls, and handle-wise, I like this 80 the best, and then I started loving this 94R, and I made video after video after video about this handle, and then all of a sudden, they started putting it on all their trimmers. You see the difference though, don't you? Yes, they got rid of that. Right there is the most useless thing in the world. It's to prevent you from squeezing the trigger too much, to keep the trimmer slow. Even though that's bad on a 2-stroke, you know, you do have this thing called a finger, and you can just do it manually. So their handle feels good. I like it. I don't like their handle up here because see how straight that thing is? Most of the other brands angle and bend back, and it just feels more natural. So I do not like their handles, but they work. They're fine. You get used to it. Remember, listen, if you've only used this brand and you pick up another brand, you're going to say this brand's better. You know why? Muscle memory. If you trim with this all day, every day, this is the best, because your body, it's called muscle memory. That's how you learn how to dance and do a lot of things. Google muscle memory. So it's going to feel weird if you use another brand. Oh, I don't like the feel of it. That'll be the first thing you say when you try another brand. Even if you're on another brand and trying Stihl, you'll be like, it don't feel right. Muscle memory, people. It's not junk. Quit saying junk. Unless you're talking about a 4-mix Stihl that breaks down every mother frickin' second, and the carbs mess up because they cycle through the engine, and you got the frickin' valves you got to adjust, which is easy. I done adjusted these valves and everything. All right. Other than that, they're kind of reliable. Not this one. The 2-strokes are. The 94R has went out on me. The coils, fuel lines, I think, went out. I had to change the pawls on the pull starter. The clutch went out. It didn't go out. I lied. It still got the original clutch. The spring broke. Because once you give gas and let off, that spring goes. Like a spring on anything, your trailer, anything in the world, will not tear up if you either leave the spring compressed or just naturally stretched out. It'll never tear up. What tears them up is when you move a spring a lot, in and out, in and out. That tears them up. And what happens is centrifugal force runs this trimmer. So when the engine goes, it spins, and it's got a spring holding the clutch shoes together. And when you get so fast, it spreads apart and it grabs the drum and turns, and then that's what turns the head up there. Well, that spring broke on this because it has I don't know how many hours. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at any of it. The spark plug, it has fouled more plugs than any trimmer I've ever owned. But it's still going. The head, the gearbox up there is original. Everything is original except the parts I told you. The throttle cable has never been touched or adjusted. But anyway, what I was talking about this handle all the time. Like I said, they went to it now, but they even kind of had that. That's what my FS90 things I hated and I sold. But as you can see, the piston, the carburetor's on the front of this engine because the valve body's right there. See, on 2-strokes, you put the spark plug on top of because there's nothing to block it. A lot of the Japanese companies, all Red Max especially, always had an offset spark plug on their engines. They always did that at an angle. But anyway, so which one do you like? Which do y'all like? Am I wrong? Go ahead and tell me. I know you Stihl fanboys are chomping at the bit to just say mine has never. I don't believe that. That means you've used it 2 times. How many times you use it? Let's be honest. Before you accuse me, how many times have you used a 4Mix? Because unless you do it for a living, please don't reply to this because you don't know. I'm not trying to offend you, but you don't know. You don't know. I love this one, by the way. If you really want to know which one's my favorite, the 80, but the 85's my fave. The 80's pretty close. I like it. And I do like the 94R. I hate these 4Mixes. I hate you. Not the company. I don't like the product. Period. I have never seen an engine with so much trouble in my life. It's like either be gas, be a 4-stroke, or don't be a 4-stroke. So we can change the oil filter and stuff in it. If you want a 4-stroke, get a 4-stroke. We don't need this. We don't need this. Anyway, I like the Stihls. I don't hate on them, except that one right there. I don't like the 4Mixes. I'm talking 2-strokes. If you can find these old 80, 85 especially is what I want, buy it. If it's running, these things will last forever, especially the ones with the Red Max engines in them. And don't even say there was no such thing. It's in the... Have you ever took small engine repair? In their main manual, it talks about that. Google it. I dare you. It's like this kid that argued, Wright didn't make those stand-ons for John Deere, and I posted on my channel here, and I said, this is going to hurt. To the story in Lawn and Landscape magazine where the John Deere said that they got Wright to make their mowers. Why do y'all think that these mowers are making their own brands? What do you... Never mind. Stihl's got a new mower. No wonder why you couldn't buy a Ferris forever. Remember the Ferris shortage? I almost bought a ZX3 or whatever. Because they was putting Stihl paint on them. Every one of them is a freaking Ferris, and it's in the you don't have to. It ain't hid. It is a Ferris at 110%. Stihl is now putting their name on a Ferris mower. I'm not a fan of that. I think they should at least make some of them so they can be taken seriously. It's like Stanley Black & Decker slapped DeWalt on top of a Cub Cadet commercial grade mower. You know, I love DeWalt's tools, and I don't want a Cub Cadet DeWalt. I want make a real DeWalt. And before anybody says, yes, I seen the electric DeWalt on fire. It's a prototype with very powerful batteries that go unstable, that does it in a Tesla and everything electric. It's scary about all these big batteries right now. So I don't want to hear it. It could happen to any brand. Everybody loves to see somebody they don't like kick them. You know, like, ooh, I hate this brand. Let's kick them, kick them, kick them. Kick them while they're down. Well, guess what, boys? Gas mowers burn down all the time. Every brand. So anyway. All right, I'm going to quit fussing. What do y'all think? I like Stihl. I think their best product, their 4-mix blowers don't last as long as a 2-mix. However, I like a BR600. I have to openly admit that 4-mix on a BR600, I hate the sound of it, but where it's a larger engine, it handles that fluid better. It just does, I think. It just lasts longer. But anyway, so if you're a Stihl man, try the 600 for the regular blowing. You know, of course, if you're going to do leaves with it, get their biggest one. Or I would just go get a 580 BTS Mark III, you know. But that's just me. All right, that's all. So Stihl boys, you should be happy I'm showing Stihl. I've got a lot more Stihl trimmers. I will show them later. I will show my other brands. I've got other brands, believe that or not. And one day I was thinking about lining these up and going all the way up the driveway with them, see how many feet of trimmer I have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, put the head to the engine and go all the way up my driveway or out in my field and see, you know, how many feet of trimmer. I'd like to do that with my trimmer line. I'd probably go to another state with it, though. I've got all kinds of little dumb ideas I'm going to do, so just keep your eye out coming spring. It's too freaking cold right now. I was working on that 14-foot trailer that's hooked up to my truck. But anyway, I got to get in the house. It is freaking below freezing. It wasn't a minute ago, but now it is. I see it on the thing over there. It's not below freezing. It's 32 at the freezing point. So anyway, Stihl boys, there you go. Buy an 80 or 94. That's what gets my stamp of approval. They don't make an 80 no more. Duh. You can get a used one or a 94. I don't recommend the 70 even. I don't recommend the 56. Those are both 2-strokes. This one's 94 or 2-stroke. All the other ones that look like this are 4-strokes. That's why they're so giant. Big old dumb head. Anyway, peace and chicken grease. And do better on your handle, Stihl. Let's get some rubber on there and make it, I don't know, just do better. All they got to do is a little bit of improvements, and that 94R will be just as good as any trimmer out there. Peace and chicken grease.